Alexa. Welcome back to Country Party, the online portion where I share my interviews. Meghan Patrick is back, and we chatted about her new album, Heart of My Glass. Also, one song in particular, which was sort of inspired by her boyfriend's mother and how she reacted to it when she first heard it. As well, we're going to chat about her arm tattoo, which is a hammer that I think is pretty cool and inspired my nickname for her, MP Hammer. Stay tuned and enjoy.
The feedback that I've gotten has been really positive, but also been saying I think this is the most me record I've ever made, the most authentic, the most in-depth, and the response I've gotten from the listeners is very much echoes that sentiment. So I'm glad not only that they like it, but that they like it for the same reasons that I like it.
Your message got across.
Yeah.
What do you think contributed to making it a little bit more personal than your previous ones?
As much as this past year has been really tough with the pandemic and everything, I think it created a lot of time for self-reflection and really digging deep on a personal level for me. And I think it just really translated into my songwriting and the way I was expressing myself.
What traits about yourself do you think are showcased on this album?
I think there's a lot more vulnerability in this record than like when I first came out. It was like I kind of inadvertently, I became to everybody like the tough girl. And I am that girl, but I am also have insecurities and fears and like anybody else. And I've had my share of heartbreaks and embarrassments and failures and all the rest. And I was able to dig a little bit deeper into those emotions and those aspects of myself on this record.
Yeah. And I really like the album cover. It's all black and white and moody. So how come you went with that?
Thank you. When we did that photo shoot, we shot a lot of different looks and vibes and outfits and everything. And I don't know, as soon as I saw that one, it stood out to me. Every time I would go back, there's that one just always kind of stood out to me. I want every record to really have its own identity and its own look and everything. And the last, Wild As Me had a lot of like bright colors and stuff. And I felt like the classic black and white just felt like the right move.
I agree. Yeah. And this album is different. I know previously you weren't just country. You had experimented in many different genres too. Yeah. So it's good to kind of showcase that you're not just country, I would say.
Absolutely. For sure.
And one of the new releases, Mama Prayed For, was inspired by your boyfriend, Mitchell's mom. What was it like meeting her for the first time?
Yeah, it is inspired by her a little bit, but I always feel like I have to preface that by saying that we get along really, really well, and that she's been very welcoming and very loving to me, from the beginning. Before I ever met her for the first time, I was really nervous. Mitchell grew up very like traditional in the South, Christian. I knew that like she doesn't really drink, and I know she doesn't like tattoos and I know she doesn't like the few that Mitchell's got, and I've got a ton of them. I just didn't know what she would think of me, and I obviously wanted her to like me. But, we got along really well pretty quickly. And she said to me one time when we were just hanging out and Mitchell wasn't there, it was one of the first times I got to just spend time with her, like without Mitchell there. And she just said, in the end, all I really want is just for him to be loved well. And she said, I love the way he is around you because he's himself and he's happy and he's at ease. And that's all that really matters to me. That conversation sort of inspired the bridge after the second chorus, if loving you is the only thing we have in common, I bet in the end that's all she really wanted. And I think that rings true for a lot of mothers, mother-in-laws. I know a lot of people have definitely related to that song.
Yeah, I bet. What was it like when you shared it with her the first time?
Not every song is like a verbatim description of things I've experienced. She's so cute. I feel like anytime I post something about it, she always wants to make a comment on it because she wants everybody to know that she loves me.
Well, that's all you could ever want. What's Mitchell's favorite song off of it?
He loves Liar too.
How come?
Well, I think for both of us, when we were teenagers and stuff, the sort of punk rock kind of world, and that song has a lot of that sort of vibe to it. The first time I played it for him, he loved that hook off the top, because swore off us and swore off you. He felt like that was just like a really special moment of the song.
That's awesome. I also really like My First Car. There's some really great lyrics in that one as well. One is, my first buck is tattooed on my arm. There it is. So you weren't stretching the truth there. We did mention tattoos. You do have one that I particularly like, and that's the hammer. Hence my nickname for you, MP Hammer.
MP Hammer, yep.
MP Hammer. So tell me about that hammer tattoo. I'm just been dying to know all this time.
I mean, it's kind of a weird inside joke with my band, but basically, you know, when people say like we're gonna go out there and melt faces. Well, one time, one of my guitar players referred to someone's face as a beak, and I thought that was really funny. And we started just saying like made it our thing, like we're gonna go out there and hammer some beaks. We're gonna hammer them. You know, I don't know. It was just a weird. It's literally the tattoo that everyone asks me about the most. And all my other tattoos have like really cool inspirational stories. And this is like, no, this is just a stupid inside joke with my band.
Okay. So speaking of band and touring, you mentioned you're back out on the road a little bit, which is great. We're a little bit jealous, like I said, up here in Canada, but this is a great opportunity, I think, for you to really focus on your Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're right. And I'm trying to look at it that way. Like, okay, I can't really go play in Canada. So I'll try and use this time to really focus in on the US audience and start building my fan base here. But it definitely makes me miss Canada because I know that I have some real like diehard from day one fans back there. And I'm just dying to get out there and play the new songs for them and to see everybody and, you know, have that moment. So as awesome as it's been playing shows here, I feel like that first big show back in Canada is just going to be epic.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of back home, you are nominated in 5 categories for the upcoming CMA Ontario Awards. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That must be exciting as well. I think the last time I saw you was at the one in Ottawa.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that seems like such a long time ago now.
I know, I know.
Yeah,
Crazy.
well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course.
Can't wait to see you back in person.
Absolutely.
And all the best with this new album.
Thank you so much. It was great to see you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.